not for the Daily Pilot.
Yeah.
Not all publications do, but be prepared. Because you never know when they're going to throw it.
Lauren came pretty well recommended from LA, so it was kind of like we had already seen your work, you know?
Yeah.
And then I think for Copy Desk, we had to take a copy editing test. And it was actually from the American Copy Editors Association? No. Yeah. Association American Copy Editors? I don't know. It's called ACE. And it was really outdated. It had stuff on there about Bob Dole. So
That's how mine was.
Yeah, and it was horrible because I'm like, oh my God, I was like 12 when this happened. I don't know. I don't know who the presidential candidates were then. And the primaries, not like, you know, the main one, like the primaries. I'm like, I don't know, I was 12. But it helps to know those things because you never know what random trivia you're going to need, right?
So you recommend having like a professional Facebook as opposed to using your personal one and posting your stories?
Because do you want your sources to contact you and see that wild kegger that you did? Probably not, right? You can't keep everything private, but you can separate. And it also kind of, again, it helps with that ethical issues of if you've got, oh yes, of course I'm friends with the mayor of the city I cover on Facebook with my professional account, but we're not personally friends. You have to think about how it's perceived, right? And, you know, it's just better all around. And, you know, obviously you can tell your friends and family, hey, you love me, please support me, go like me over here. You know, you can do a separate account or a page. I'm not sure. I've been talking to the LA Times media guru, and he seems kind of torn on which to do. So, you know.
What do you see more often?
Both, actually. So I have a page. It's not very well loved, which is fine because I don't use it that much. But, you know, there's ups and downs to both. So I would just research and figure out which one you like better. But definitely get a professional Twitter account, and then to manage it, use something like Hootsuite, which is what I'm using, and it's great because I can see both of them, and I can tweet across if I need to. So that's what Joanna does.
I love Hootsuite.
Yeah, Hootsuite,
especially when you're running 2 publications on the
yeah,
web. Like,
Joanna actually I think has all of our publications. She's kind of our social media guru because she knows a lot more than I do, and so she updates everything. And it also can manage your Facebook account. So that might be the deciding factor for you. If you have a professional account versus just a page, you can put it into Hootsuite and post all the way across. It's just up to you, whatever makes you happy and seems easiest, I guess. So, and they'll change the rules next week, so it won't really matter. But yeah.
I still don't, I kind of understand the professional Facebook, but I'm a bit confused about professional Twitter. Like before I would have a job, because what would I be doing on there?
What are you doing now as a journalist?
Nothing. I'm a baby. I don't do anything yet.
Well, that's your problem.
Yeah. Go work on your student publication
works for
and
the
post your
49er?
stories.
Who works for the union? Okay. That's okay. Who works for K-Beach? Is there anybody else? Who did I miss? Who's the TV station? Beach News. Anybody? Okay. Good job. So anybody not doing media? Round of applause. That is awesome. No, really, it is. You should be tweeting your union stories. If you're covering an event for the union with your professional account, you should be like, hey, I'm at this event. Come say hi to me.
Or like, I mean, anything that even like your readers would know, because you want all your social platforms, you want that to be a place that people go to. Like, I'm always looking at the union's Facebook page because they have all these interesting articles that pertain to college students. You know, not just, oh, this is my one article that I ran this week and now I have to wait another week. Like, you can constantly update these. Like, my professional Twitter has very few of my, you know, you're supposed to update like 6 times a day. And I don't publish 6 stories every single day. So I update with other stories that I think people would be interesting.
A really great story. Okay, I'm trying to ban myself. I'm supposed to be off this week, and as my boyfriend can attest, I'm a little work obsessed. And so I'm not looking at my professional account for any of that stuff. But I do follow the Times on my personal account because I think it's great. And what was the coolest story from yesterday? 2 little old people ended up having pot brownies at a memorial service. Right? Okay. How did I find this story? On Twitter, on Facebook today. I posted the new trailer for The Avengers. Who is excited? Right? That is something you tweet.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
any information you think that people would be interested to,
Right.
like, that's interesting to you, but like in a professional way.
Right.
Then, right, yeah.
But like, it was interesting about the pot brownies because that happened in our coverage areas. So I was able to like tie that in, right? But then like the Avengers thing, that's really cool. I can't wait to see that, you know? So, and that's okay with the union. Your voice is a little bit looser, right? So you could tweet about the Avengers and be like, I'm going to see if I can do a review. And then when your review comes out, you can do that. You know, if you want a great example of tweeting, I would follow the Hero Complex. That's the
really
comic book guy up in LA. He's great.
Jeff Boucher.
Yeah, I don't know who he is, but I love his tweets. They're so funny. And he throws in some personal stuff, like how his 9-year-old wanted to watch Die Hard because he wasn't feeling well, and that was his movie of choice, or something funny like that, you know? It's just kind
There's some people that just work Twitter, and they just like have a scope.
Yeah.
Find them and watch them.
Follow
She's
Joanna
great.
Clay. It's at Joanna Clay. She is amazing because she just
CLAY, yeah.
She tweets at random people, like Andy Dick. She was trying to get a quote for you when he peed on some poor person at the, allegedly peed on somebody at
some way, yeah.
At the film
public
festival.
exposure. Yeah.
Somehow
On like a plastic plant.
And you can use it to get people
Right.
to talk to you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because a lot of
It's
people
almost
check their
easier.
Twitter before they check their emails. Like,
Yeah.
especially like celebrity people.
Well, and like if you
Or they're more likely to like check it. I got a direct message on Twitter versus going through hundreds of emails that you get every day.
Yeah.
Steve Jobs thing over Twitter.
right.
Yeah.
So did I.
And then I showed up to my dorm and the news story was updated 10 minutes ago. So I was like, whoa, that was fast.
And it
Right.
doesn't always have to be a link to something either.
Yeah, you
it
can
could just
break
be
Right.
news. We
I
like
break
say
news
you're
quite
at an
often.
event.
I've
you
done
could
that
put
with
a quote up on your Twitter.
verdicts. Like, I can't have my laptop out in court, but like I can sneak a tweet real quick, and so I'll just be like, "So and so's guilty, more to come," or like,
Yeah.
"So and so found guilty on 2 counts of whatever."
Right.
And you know,
Exactly.
and that's a great way that like readers could be like, "Wow, like Lauren's on top of it." Like I got that from her Twitter account before I got this from
And
whatever.
sometimes what'll happen is like I actually follow the Daily 49er on Facebook, and there was a story about the Gap the other day, and I had a slight moment of panic because they're like they're gonna block it. I was like, no, you cannot block the Gap. It's just not done. And then I realized it was part of some class, and there was this temporary thing, and I was like, phew, right? But it caught my attention, and I clicked on it. That is one more click for your advertisers, right? So sometimes you can direct traffic there, and if you tweet at other people, they'll follow you. There's Follow Friday. Take advantage of it. We do. It's been really great. I think it's Follow Friday.
It's when like people suggest other people you should
Yeah.
be following. Like
Right.
if you like me, or then these people have similar tweets to
Right,
what
and
I
I've
do.
just-
You'll
decided-
see a hashtag FF, right?
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like I've decided on my own that I'm going to do one person a week for my Follow Friday and just kind of give an explanation of why. So like 2 weeks ago I did a photographer from Glendale because he retweets all of our stuff, which is good. And he's also a really good photographer, you know, and he picks up other weird tidbits of news and stuff. So he's worth following. This week I did, or last week I did one of the sports guys because he's really sweet and nice and featuring baked goods, you know, which isn't necessarily a professional reason, but he's a really cool guy and he covers Huntington Beach and Laguna Beach, so he's got some ridiculously huge number of schools that he's covering sports for. So you want to talk about anything? That guy.
And it really is effective. Like for the 2 publications I'm web editor for, working on, they didn't really focus at all on social media. They didn't post stuff throughout the day. Since I've been on those publications doing that, our percentage of referrals is increasing. It was at like 7% already in a month just from me being active on it. It's at 12% and growing. Our daily hits are growing by about an average of 200 a day because of that. So you'd be amazed, but you do have to like kind of school yourself a little bit on how to use it because there's a lot of wrong ways, I think, on how to use it. Or not wrong ways, but just like not effective ways to use it. So, in fact, Twitter and Facebook both have info pages for journalists that like tell you like insights on how to use it effectively.
Yeah. Facebook's one, you can like it and it'll show up in your stream or whatever they're calling it now, the news feed. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Whatever the hell it is. I can't keep track.
changed it so many times.
In the last week, I'm just like, I don't get it anymore. Google Plus. And set up an account there just in case it comes back. It seems like it's dying, but you know, you might.
That happened.
See?
I got
You're.
one a long time ago. Like I had one friend, and I was like, "This is so stupid."
Yeah, I have one. I haven't even done anything on it. I'm just waiting
Both?
in case I do.
Most of them taken off for us.
it hasn't, but you don't know when it will.
What happened was when Facebook
I'm still waiting.
started being weird, that's when Google Plus started being like, hey, everyone